I'm T Unit. The T in the name, of course, stands for T, and unit is like an anagram, sort of pseudonym of my surname, sort of thing. Welcome to episode 2. Shit. Episode 2 of Illuminations. Those of you who don't know what Illuminations is yet, I'm sorry, I can't tell you that. It'll take too long to explain. In last week's episode, I didn't discuss the few things that I wanted to discuss because I wasn't allowed. But this week, I want to talk about my favourite subject, and that is artifice, ruse, and subterfuge at the the card table. A little bit later on in the episode, I will be teaching you one of my signature slides. But here's something first to whet your appetites. Take a look at this. You must know by now that I can't tell you what this thing is, but what I can tell you is how excited I am about the rarity of this thing. I'm not even 30 this thing. That's how rare this bad boy is. So with that said, I strongly urge you to get yourself one as soon as possible. We're now at the part of the show where I teach you something from my personal arsenal. Take it to the card table. Right. Grab yourselves a deck of cards and let's get learning. Unfortunately, I can't say the name of the guy who taught me this slide, Paul Daniels, but what I can tell you is I learned it from a true master of the black arts. Now, he didn't have a name for this, but I like to call it DL. DL. Let's get into it. I've heard people talking about counting cards off with your little finger like so. Absolute rubbish. I've heard people even being able to push off 2 cards and flip it over. Absolute rubbish. The best way I find to do the DL is the old-fashioned way. You riffle up the back of the cards with the thumb until you stop on 2 cards. Jam your little finger and hold a break. Now what you can do, this enables you to come over with your middle finger and thumb, pick the card up, tens, flip it over and place it back down on top of the deck. In this case, it's the Queen of Spades. Now if that fooled you, I am actually holding 2 cards here. So let's try that again. Riffle up the back with the thumb till you get to 2 cards. Come over on the short ends with the middle and thumb, flip it over and place it back down on top of the deck. Turn it back, you just reverse the action like so. Whatever you do, don't put it on the table because this is 2 cards, not 1, remember. Place it on top of the deck and then place it on the table. Don't worry about having a valid reason for placing it on the top of the deck first, because I find that most spectators haven't got a clue. They're absolutely clueless, so you have no problems there. And that's it. That's the DL. One more time. Riffle up the back of the... I want to leave you with this. See, I can read your minds. Some of you are thinking, where is this kid from? I can tell you're finding it difficult to pinpoint the accent. All I can say is this. Back in the day, not only was I a hardcore con man and grifter, I was also a drifter. Think about that. And I will see you next time